What's up, YouTube? Today we have with us AntimicrobialX. He's a Twitch streamer. He does mostly Apex with a little bit of Dead by Daylight thrown in. He's an awesome guy. You guys should definitely go check him out. But with that, let's talk about something else. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Let's Play Death Ray. I'm David.
I'm Jake.
I'm Kyle.
And we have... Yeah, exactly. See? And we have with us AntimicrobialX, who most of you guys probably already know, or at least should know.
Fair.
You want to tell everyone where to find you real quick?
Yeah, my guys. So for those who don't know me, y'all can find me obviously on Twitch at AntimicrobialX. I'm also on every social media, also on AntimicrobialX. I stream mainly overnights, 12:30 a.m. EST. My schedule does change all the time, though, because I am a full-time nurse. So if you do want to know what my schedule is, please stop on by the Discord, and we'll fill you in.
Perfect. Anyways, no. So first of all, yeah, I'm very glad that you came on. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
Appreciate
Mostly.
You, glad to be here.
I'm gonna kick it off right away. You mentioned that you are a sci-fi nerd, which I love. I'm also a sci-fi nerd.
Yeah.
So the very first question that I have to ask is
here we go.
hard sci-fi or like fantasy sci-fi?
Okay, both. A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit of everything.
Okay.
When it comes to anything science fiction, you know, everything from the Dark Crystal to Star Trek. You know.
Okay.
Am I as into everything? No, I have my more favorite things, but I'm all over the place. You know what I mean?
No, that's perfect. It also leads directly into the next question, which is, what is your favorite, like, book, TV show, no matter, what is your favorite piece of sci-fi content?
See, that's a really hard question to answer.
I know.
So growing up, right, my favorite would have, if you had asked me this 15 years ago, I would have told you without a doubt Star Trek. And every Star Trek, I was always into Star Trek. I actually wasn't into Star Wars till I got older. I'm more into Star Wars a little bit now than I was, but I was really into Star Trek. But if I had to go with my all-time favorite, I would say it's actually Firefly.
Oh,
The series, the movie, everything.
we are gonna be friends, sir.
Yeah, buddy.
Yes, it's
I love
so
me.
good.
I'm so, it hurt me so bad when they put that out, and they put it out in the wrong order, and they put the pilot out on the wrong day, and then they switched the channel it was on because nobody wanted to watch it because of all the other things I mentioned, right? It killed the whole series, and the series is so good.
Oh,
It's so good.
and
the movie was really good too, honestly. Thank you, baby.
That's interesting. That was going to be my follow-up question, because that's kind of controversial in some of the nerd circles that I'm in. Is people think that Serenity was rushed and kind of did a hatchet job to the ending the series.
Okay, yes, it was rushed. But it was just because something is rushed and a fan could know that it's rushed doesn't make it any less good.
I agree.
Unfortunately, they did. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about taking an idea, right, for Firefly that was supposed to be, let's say, put over 5 or 10 seasons. I don't know, whatever their thought process was, right?
Probably
they ended it
5
after one
seasons.
season, and then they decided, okay, we're going to have to throw the rest of it into a movie, and they're going to have to cut a lot of corners, and they have to, stop a lot of things short.
Yeah.
And kill off some, and you have to have them kill off characters because that's just how the world works. You can't have everybody. No, not everybody can make it out. You know,
Right.
It has to be a red shirt that doesn't make
Yeah.
it.
Always. I love Wash.
I know, dude. I'm a leaf on the wind. But the the movie was really good. It just could it have been better? Yes. It's always 20/20 hindsight, right? I mean, everybody's always going to say it could be better, of course. But I think it was good.
Yeah, I would agree, and I think that I have mixed feelings a little bit on it, because I really wish, but again, it's hindsight's 20/20, right? Like, knowing what I know now, I wish they hadn't killed off so many characters, because then they maybe had a chance to like reboot it, and
though
they could, but they did kill off a lot of your.
Well,
okay, so let me ask you this question, okay?
Okay.
The main fan base says it was rushed and they cut a lot of corners and ended it quickly, right? So if they were to revamp the series, reboot it, and start it over, why wouldn't the fan base just say, screw the movie, it never existed?
that can happen. I think you're
can.
still going to have the diehard fans who are like, this doesn't make any sense. And of course, they can't have Preacher back.
Of course.
Because, the actor who played him, I can't remember his name, but he passed away.
He did.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
Same. Makes me sad.
It does. He was a good guy, though.
He was, and a great actor.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah. No. I'm going to have to refrain and try to pull in. I could make this a Firefly podcast.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Right? It would be torture for these two, but we'd love it.
Look, I've got plenty of Firefly opinions. You guys aren't going to like them.
Hey.
Yeah.
Man, you
See.
leave Malcolm Reynolds. That's my man. You leave him
I can only
alone.
take so much.
Okay? Nathan Fillion is amazing.
So much.
Yes.
I agree with that. I do love Nathan Fillion. Great
Alright,
cast
thank
in that show.
TV's Nathan Fillion.
All right.
I have the controversial opinion that Firefly is just good. Which
That's it.
seems to get me a lot
okay.
more hate from Firefly fans than if
No,
I said
that-
it was bad.
No, I'll take
No,
just
no.
good.
So, to be fair, though, that's not the way he states that opinion.
Oh.
Because he knows that I love that show. So he comes in with, Firefly's overrated.
Fruit.
All right, next question.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah.
I could say something those two don't like, in the fact that I like Star Trek, Stargate,
Hey,
Oh,
SG-1,
dude.
Atlantis.
So that's my number 2,
Universe.
bro. That's my number. Yo,
Universe.
Firefly, Stargate, right there. bro.
SG-1 was
right
great.
there. I must have seen the SG-1 series probably from
Every
pilot to fruition probably like 5 times. It's bad.
Yeah, I watched it 4 times, mostly because of my parents, admittedly, but I loved SG-1. Atlantis was okay. Like, I had fun with it.
Atlantis was whimsical. It was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
I like
But
it. It
then-
wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It wasn't SG-1, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah,
Universe
is where it's
You know,
falling
you know what
off.
pissed me off about Universe? It got really good the last 2 episodes right before they cut it off.
Yeah.
I was like so into that show for like the last 2 episodes. Like finally, it's getting good, and then they went on that break and never came back. And I'm like, I hate everything about this.
Yeah,
I
I'm
hate
like,
them.
where's the next season? It's
Yeah.
already been out for like, what, 6 years? Where's the next season?
right, right, unbelievable.
And then I'm hearing they're going to reboot some Stargate.
I know they did. I haven't
They're
actually. I
talking
haven't
about
seen it.
The
They made a movie.
Main
it was like-
director and
they made a movie
forget
that I
what
didn't see. It was about Catherine, right? I didn't see that one.
That's,
It's
now you're
back
out
in
of my
time.
wheelhouse.
back in time.
Yeah. They made because you know how they made movies, right? They made a whole bunch of
Yeah,
movies.
I know they made a movie for like 3 for SG-1 and then like 2 for Atlantis, I think it was.
I don't even know if they made one for Atlantis.
I could.
No, I don't
they did.
think so.
I think they just made the 3. They made Stargate Continuum.
Yep.
There was the other one. I forget
I
what the
gotta
other
look it
one
up
was. Yeah, but no, there's a new one. It's like I think it's called Stargate Catherine Langford. I think is what it's called, or something like that. It's all about Catherine Langford, about how she discovered the Stargate. I didn't watch it though. It seemed interesting, but I didn't. Who the hell's got time anymore?
Right.
Yeah, I know.
It's so hard to keep up with shows. I just now watched The Wire, which,
Nice.
launched back in the late 90s, early 2000s. So, I'm
Nice.
really caught up.
Nice.
But, yeah, no, I like that he brought up SG-1 because I was going to bring that up.
Nice.
Because that is, again, to me, also a cornerstone, show for sci-fi.
Agreed. I think it's so underrated. I think Firefly and Stargate are so underrated in the sci-fi. Like when you think sci-fi, when you hear sci-fi, it's always Star
Well,
Trek.
I
Star
feel like
Wars.
it gets
Dune.
overshadowed by
It gets overshadowed. Yeah, that's fair.
like
That's
Star
probably better.
Trek and Star Wars. It's like it just flies under the cover because no one everyone's just fighting. Star Trek's better. Star Wars is better. What about
You're not wrong.
Stargate?
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
How do you feel about J.J. Abrams?
Oh, there we go.
That's a big current sci-fi thing.
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams, that man. Yeah, good and bad. It is what it is.
Okay, I think that's a fair assessment.
It's just good and bad. It's hit or miss, man. The dude looks like he's fucking crazy. Some of his movies are great. Some of his movies are kind of, I don't know, but he looks eccentric. You ever see his just look up JJ Abrams. I saw him the other day. He looked like an eccentric.
Yeah.
Like his hair is just like it's crazy, bro.
Chat. No, you're fine. I don't know the full details because he was just caught up in something, wasn't he, Jake?
Not
J.J.
that I
Abrams?
know of.
No,
No,
maybe I'm
I was
confusing him
just-
with someone else.
Yeah,
Farscape
I
was
was
good
just,
too. Fubar,
uh,
I'm with you on that. Farscape was really good. I watched that.
Farscape was good.
Yo, actually, if you watch Stargate, the last season of Stargate, did you please tell me you saw the episode?
I know exactly
with
what
it.
you're talking about.
You know what
Yes.
I'm talking about, right? Because half the Stargate, half the Farscape people worked on Stargate at the last season, and they
Yep.
made that whole Farscape episode. It was awesome. Or
Yeah,
at least it was like not the whole episode. It was like a 2-minute snippet, and they were all
Yeah, it was the crossover, which was hilarious.
yeah.
And yeah, I liked Farscape, but admittedly, it is my least favorite of any of the things, including Star Trek that we've talked about so far. Well, some of
agreed.
Star Trek. That's
of all
a
the
whole-
things that well. Oh, I have an unpopular opinion about Star Trek. You're gonna hate me for my favorite. Yo, what's your favorite Star Trek?
Well,
Because mine, you're gonna judge me hard, man.
you might be surprised. My favorite Star Trek is the one that you turn off. Well, let me explain. I got Star Trek forced on me.
Okay.
My uncle is a huge Trekkie. My mom is a Trekkie. My grandma's a Trekkie. There's literally shelves. When you walk into my grandmother's house, she has this little hallway in between the back 2 bedrooms, and she has bookshelves full of. Remember when they used to do the VHS clubs where they would send people VHS copies of stuff?
Yeah.
She
100%.
has every single episode of The Next Generation on VHS, and my mom has
VHS.
My mom has the original Star Trek every single episode. So I have definitely seen every
That's fair.
single episode of those two. I want to like Star Trek, and then
No,
I
get it.
can't do it.
I get it.
Same.
I get it. It's-
I've tried like every time there's a new series, I'm like, all right, this is the one. I'm gonna get into Star Trek. I can watch like 3 episodes, and I'm like,
this is the one.
it's
So
never the one.
what's your hot take on Star Trek, though? I'm curious.
My hot take on Star Trek.
Uh-huh.
That aside from the original series, I mean not the original series, I'm sorry, the original first Star Trek, right, with Kirk,
Right.
arguably is the best, but I think the best one is Voyager, and nobody can argue me otherwise because Voyager is amazing. Suck it.
You are right. My uncle would hate you.
I told you, bro. I told you 99% of Star Trek fans want to crucify me when I say that because everybody hates Voyager. But I'm like, nah,
Yep.
bro. Best one. Sorry.
That's funny.
I found it the most. I don't know why. Maybe I was the perfect age growing up. You
That
know,
probably.
I might have been the perfect age watching it come out for the first time. You know, you had 7 of 9. Hello.
Right.
Hello. I was in.
Fair enough.
That makes sense, though. That makes sense.
Maybe that's why. I honestly have no idea, but I'll be honest with you. I've seen them all. I've seen every episode of the original series, DS9, all the new stuff. I forget what it's called. The one with Captain Archer. That one made me throw up, almost literally. That one was disturbing to me.
I don't know that one.
The one with what the hell's his name? The guy that played in oh shit, hold on. Let me look it up quick.
Okay.
It's one of the newer Star Trek Generations.
Oh, that would be why. Yeah, I've heard of Generations, but
I watched the latest movies and I like those.
Wait, what?
That's why I was bringing up J.J. Abrams earlier.
uh-huh.
Fair enough.
That's a
with
controversial
the-
take there, Kyle.
With all the screen flares, everything's screen flare with that guy.
Yes.
Yep.
What Ricardo Montalban is Khan, not Benedict Cumberbatch.
Where everything's made up and the points don't matter.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Just saying.
That's the worst. I hate Benedict Cumberbatch so much.
Oh yeah, so
I know you
it was
do.
called. It was Star Trek Enterprise. It was 2001 to 2005.
Okay.
The
Okay.
series was about Captain Archer, which was like the first actual captain of the very first Enterprise to ever exist. Like when the warp engine was first, it takes place like right after First Contact, like when they first made the first warp engine.
Okay.
And so like you learn about like how they created a red alert. Like red alerts didn't exist. They created it in the series, and all these things they just created. And the Prime Directive didn't even exist yet. He's the one that created the Prime Directive. It was a terrible series. It was aside from those like 3 really cool things where you get to learn how they made the code red and the prime director, everything else was garbage.
That's I was gonna say that's a shame because that sounds like the type of Star Trek thing that I would like.
Bro, there was a 10-minute scene watching a Vulcan cut a peanut in half with a knife. I swear to God. I swear.
Wow.
10 minutes.
I'm in.
Because she was trying to explain to him how patience is the most important thing in the world, and if you can cut a peanut in half with a knife, then you can rule the universe. I don't know. I just
that sounds like that sounds like a writer's strike episode to me. Like,
yeah,
guys,
like I wrote it.
we need to fill some space.
I got an idea. Give me a knife and a peanut. I got this. How long you need? 10 minutes? No problem.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, no.
Oh, that is perfect. Yeah, no, Star Trek is one of those things. I like. They have so many interesting things, and it's so influential in pop culture that I want to like it. But it's one of those things I've never really been able to get into.
I get it. It is what it is. Like we said, sci-fi is very eclectic. There's a lot of different types out there. No big deal. I don't hate on anybody, unless you hate Voyager. Then me and you would have fought. It's all good.
Jake might just start saying he hates Voyager now, just because that's who he is.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah,
we can lawyer all day.
Right, Jake, go look up Star Trek Voyager, get some facts, argue with him.
I don't need facts to argue, David. You should know that.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Okay.
It's like 99% of all arguments on the news and social media. There's no facts involved. You just argue for shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just argue from a basis of misshapen opinion,
See?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Jake does it to me all the
I read
time.
a third of a Wikipedia article once, so I'm pretty much an expert.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I actually wrote that Wikipedia argument, and then I'm gonna quote it later.
Seems perfect.
It's
It's a reliable source.
It's reliable because
It's the circle of life.
To Wikipedia.
Yeah, because facts.
I love it. Oh my god, I love it. Okay. So my next, I did not intend to get into Star Trek just yet. I didn't actually have a whole lot of Star Trek themed questions, but obviously I had to. You answered the one about Star Trek versus Star Wars. Have you seen all of the Star Wars movies and the Star Trek movies? Okay.
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, growing up, I was all about Star Trek. As I got older, I was more about Star Wars. I guess probably because I watched all the Star Treks, it was old for me. The Star Wars were like newer. I'm more into Star Wars now than I am into Star Trek. But yeah, I've seen them all. Okay. Unfortunately.
Yeah. All. What is it? How many episodes are there, Jake? 6?
9.
Sounds
well,
right. 6? No, I think
there's 9.
Do you know who Deadly Dill is?
That's not true. There's not 9.
All right, that's fair. You know what? You're right, actually. Except I don't know which 3 you're taking out because I know which 3 I'm taking out, and it might not be the same.
Fair.
Fair.
We pissed off Deadly Dill pretty bad when he was here talking about Star Wars.
Oh no!
Not like in a serious way, but
what did Dill pickle? What was he all mad about?
Unspoken things.
We banned what he was calling episode 1. We're not allowed to talk about it. It doesn't exist.
Yep.
Yeah, episodes 1. Well, listen.
I think 6, 7 were banned too.
No.
No. Which one was bad then?
Well, I mean, originally they started with 3, 4, and 5, right? I mean, I'm sorry, 4, 5, and right. Episode
4, 5, and 6,
and then 1, 2, 3, and then 7, 8, 9.
Correct.
We banned 1, 2, 7, and Solo, and 9.
All right, I'm going to ban 7, 8, and 9.
Oh, so you just want to get rid of the whole
1, 2,
trilogy?
and 7, 8, and 9 make 1, 2, and 3 look like award-winning movies. I hated 7, 8, and 9. I wanted to love them so bad.
Wow.
Oh, it's.
Don't get
okay
me
to be
wrong. Graphically, they were amazing. Visually, the visuals were amazing in those movies. Obviously, right? New technology was great. The storyline was shit. It was just a repeat of 4, 5, and 6.
Mm-hmm.
It was just literally a repeat, except
for the first one, for 7.
Definitely,
and the
for
last
the first one, and the last.
I will contend. I am specifically in episode 8 Defender.
Yeah.
And it was
My first move was to remove that from being bannable.
that's fair.
Because I know it's a controversial take, but I think that movie, if you isolate it from, what came before and after, if you just look at it as an individual movie, is very good.
Well, see, that's the thing. If you take any of the movies and look at them individually, the first 3 are shit, really. The first 2 are really bad, but everything else is not bad.
Right.
7, 8, 9 are fine as individual movies, but once you take them and add them to the greater whole and look at the whole picture, 7 and 9 are shit. They're just shit. Sorry.
I can.
That's fair, and that's why they're gone.
Yeah.
They've been removed from our canon.
It was funny
Not because of the
when
chaos.
when 1, 2, and 3 came out, everyone said that about 1, 2, and 3, right? They're like, this is garbage. But then when 7, 8, 9 came out, I brought 1, 2, and 3 back. I was like, these are great compared to 7, 8. At least it was. They had Jar Jar, they had terrible things in 1, 2, and 3, but at least the story made more sense to me, at least, than 7, 8, and 9. Look at the cringe. Look at the cringe on Jake.
It's just so boring, though.
I'm not saying it's not boring. I didn't say they were good movies. I said they're better than
Right.
7, 8, and 9 by the story, at least.
Here's my problem.
I'm not sure I can agree.
Here's my problem with the first 3.
fair.
I can cut out all but 30 minutes of each of those movies, and if I just watch those 30-minute chunks, I will have most of the movie, and I will have enjoyed it just as much.
Right. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But ever since we got Dill to literally put his headphones down and walk away, anytime we bring up Star
3 or
Wars,
4 times.
Nothing. There's almost nothing.
Me, primarily
in this world that
3?
I'm that passionate about.
Yeah.
That I'm gonna
Fair.
just walk away, especially a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Listen, I will have a friendly argument all day. I'll tell you, 7 and 9 for me. The reason why and again, graphically, it was amazing and all that, but for me, it was wildly predictable. And then it was one of those movies like Firefly. Okay, you know how I said you had to have people die?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we had the one big traumatic death. Well, really 2, but one was forced because she died in real life. Let's be honest.
Right.
Okay, it is what it is. We had the one big traumatic death, but everything else was just. You could just tell what was gonna happen, bro. Let me give you an example, bro. They're in the middle of the desert looking for the weapon, right? That had the map on it.
Uh-huh.
And they just happened to step over a fucking sandpit, and they're all about to die in sand. But lo and behold, below the sandpit is a tunnel, a magical, mysterious tunnel that so happens to hold the one weapon in the universe that they were looking for. At that point, I was done. I was done. I was done before that point, but I was done after that. I'm like, this is just stupid. Who writes? I could write this. This is easy. Is this what it takes to write a movie? No problem. Anything can happen.
I'll take my $1 million now, please.
Yeah.
What a joke.
It's my big issue with J.J. Abrams. Every time I watch one of his movies, I'm like, this is just a movie I've already seen with good visual. It's good visual effects. The pacing stuff's generally fine, but
New actors.
everything's just it's
more
just so
explosions.
beat for beat stuff I've already seen.
Right.
Different
More explosions,
setup.
more lens
just
flare.
The same.
Yeah.
Here's what J.J. Abrams needs to do. He needs to go into marketing because he can hype the shit out of anything.
That's fair. Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
That's true.
If he would just stay in marketing and just market movies, everyone would be hyped about every movie. We could make a movie out of, I don't know, a turd coming to life and eating things, and he could hype it up. I don't know how, but he'd do it.
He'd make that.
He
And the
would
turd
make
have
that.
explosions behind it, and then the turd would have lens flare.
True.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. It'd land in the middle of the city, lens flare as the camera slowly pans around. Yeah, 100%. So
I don't know.
100%.
there we go. Now it's unmuted. Yeah, no, I love it. So moving on a little deeper into sci-fi.
Sure.
Were you ever subjected to the original Dune?
The original is the original one with The Rock?
No.
No.
Then no, I don't think I ever. Wait, the game or the movie?
No. Dune.
The series.
Not Doom.
Oh, Dune. I thought you said Doom.
No, fair. Also a good talking point, but
I apologize.
No, you're fine.
Yes, I was subjected to that when I was a child.
Okay.
I think I shut it out of my life.
Thank God.
The movie's like 746 hours long.
Yeah.
And as a child, you don't want that trouble. For me, it was the same. Like maybe if I watched it now as an adult, maybe it'd be better. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm not going to do it because my brain just remembers the trauma of just having to sit in front of a TV for 6 days watching this movie. It was the same with Waterworld. Like maybe if I watched it now, it'd be good, but it was a 7.5 hour movie of just water.
We'll talk about Waterworld in a minute because that's a whole nother branch of.
Of course, that's on your list.
Of course, you said sci-fi, sir. I came prepared with a list.
So hold on. I want to say
ready.
Dune. I thought it was a series because that's how I watched it. I would watch it in like 30 to hour segments and just watch it throughout the day, like week. So I completely thought it was a series. I didn't realize it was like a 6 hour long movie.
No. It's much longer than 6 hours. It's, I believe, 8.5.
I think so. I think the full director's cut is like an 8 hour movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up right now.
I think so. I think it might have been split. I don't remember, but it was a long movie.
So that's why I thought it was a series. Because I remember it just watching it in segments.
It's fair.
It's like what, and I think that's the best way to watch it. To be honest,
There's no way that's right.
Yeah, it's only 2 hours. I don't know about the director's cut.
How?
That movie felt like 740 hours long.
100%. Oh my god. See, I got subjected to it as a teenager because when I first started dating my wife, her and her brother were into it. I watched the movie and then they were like, "Isn't this great?" And I was like, "Guys, you've seen Star Wars, right? Like, it's a better movie with better effects." And then they were like, "Oh, well, maybe you just need to read the book." And then I read the book, and that, by the way, is torture. It should be illegal.
It's so boring.
It's so bad.
If you thought the movie was slow and long,
words are hard. I don't read that.
Fair.
I guess you would get tortured by subtitles then.
Yeah. Except sometimes I use them. I'm that weirdo that sometimes I use them just because like I have to keep volume low and I still want to know what's up.
Yeah, I've gotten used to watching with subtitles because my wife, doesn't matter how loud I have it up, she has subtitles on. So, but yeah, it's one of those. Chat says that the director's cut is nearly 3 hours for Dune.
It's not. That's not enough. I'm telling you. Wait. What's that? What's that like conspiracy theory that we live in a different dimension now?
Oh, the
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, it's
like
all
effect? The Mandela.
The Mandela effect. Yeah.
This you are experiencing a Mandela effect live.
Yep.
Okay, Dune was at least 8 hours fucking long. There's no shot it was a 2 hour movie. No way.
Yeah, you started watching Dune and the
series.
I bet you.
You started watching Dune and the sun was just coming up. You finished Dune and the sun was down and it was time for bed.
Here we go.
It's a thing.
I'm gonna type in Google Dune movie Mandela effect and see what comes up.
There you go. I love it.
There's no way that I'm not the only person in the world that feels this way.
No,
Probably,
no,
but
because I definitely feel that way.
it's wild.
So far.
There's nothing.
Yeah, I do remember it being around like I was thinking like 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
That sounded right to me.
And maybe it was just because things like the Snyder Cut didn't exist when I was a teenager and watched this, but still, it felt like Lord of the Rings wasn't out yet either. So, I mean, I guess we really didn't have, like, good long movies.
No, that's not true. If you go back to classic movies, a lot of them were very long. Well,
Yeah,
all the
like
big
2
samurai
VHS.
movies are like 3-4 hours long.
I guess that's fair.
I never watched any of them, so I don't really know.
But, like, what's the... Shogun didn't feel that long.
I mean, Shogun's not a classic samurai. It came
That's
out
fair.
in like I think the 80s. I'm talking like Kurosawa, like 50s and 60s stuff. So same with like
Silent
Lawrence
films.
of Arabia is like 3 hours long. So
Is
like
it?
those classic movies were pretty long.
Who's watching the Lawrence of Arabia now? It's not happening, bro. It's
The
over.
original.
Who's got 2 thumbs and watches? He's like, as soon as I'm done with this, I'm gonna go pop in Mr. Arabia himself.
To be fair, I'd watch Kurosawa movies now. I don't know if I'd still watch Lawrence of Arabia, but
That's fair.
Kurosawa movies are pretty good.
I don't
I'll
know.
fall asleep to that.
I'm a samurai nerd though, so
I've gotten so into the technologies of today that I can't do old stuff anymore. it hurts me.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
I have a lot of people like that. Makes sense. Is what it is, though.
Yeah, it's fair.
So
I'm a historian, so I love old stuff.
he does.
I have to. It's legally required.
I don't think it's
You're
actually
not
in your
an
contract. Jake.
archaeologist.
No. If I don't watch at least one classic movie a year, I go to jail. Little known
Okay.
Fair.
Jake, you don't have to go and dig them up like an archaeologist. You don't need to like old things. You can read and know about them. You don't need to like them.
I mean, it's fair.
Got a point.
To be fair, it's realistically, it's the opposite way around. I became a historian because I loved old stuff.
Well, there you go.
This is an unofficial question coming from chat. They want to know who your favorite moderator is.
Who my favorite my favorite mod, like on Twitch. Me. I'm my favorite.
There you
mod.
go.
I'm
There you go. I love it.
I'm there every stream. I consistently put out the most important commands. See, I'm always, advertising my channel.
I love it.
No, I'm
But
just saying.
Ninja's insulted.
Have you?
You just lost 6. It has to be at least 5 people that are watching that just left. All of them are gone.
That's fair. So
they are all my favorite. I don't have a favorite. My moderator team is amazing. Honestly, you want to talk real life? Like, my moderator team is amazing. All right, I don't pay them. I wish I could.
Right.
I don't. A lot of them go above and beyond stuff. They're really good. They're like it's wild. It's amazing to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm doing this, right? You're streaming. I'm doing the streaming. You're doing the streaming. You have these people that are just so cool. They're so amazing. They show up almost every stream to do a job that they're not getting paid for. And really, I mean, it's not really a job, but it kind of is. Like, it can be.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely feel that way. And it's just amazing. Like, they are just amazing people. So all of them are my favorite, but mostly me.
That's first of all, I have two things to follow up with that. One, yes, and you made me think of that Snoop Dogg meme. Where he's, first of all, I want to thank me for always doing the hard work.
First of all, me, and then everybody else right under.
But that's a much smarter approach than what we did. We decided that we were going to make it a competition, so we blatantly ranked our mods just as a joke, and then it just stuck around.
Yeah, as a joke.
A joke.
We might have to have mod wars.
That's right. So, like, you'll see
Soon to you.
Foob Archer in the chat is our he's our bottom tier mod.
Sure.
We
all be like Thunderdome, dude.
That's right.
2 man enter, 1 man leave.
I love it. Except for Shay would automatically win because we would just have to shoot whoever was fighting her because we couldn't let her lose.
No justice for Micro, justice for Shay. Yeah, justice for Shay.
Yeah. See, I like this. He doesn't even know who Shay is, but he's on board. This is perfect.
I'm on board. I'm behind you.
Yeah,
All right.
Shay's our god mod, by the way.
Yes. Anyways, sorry, I had to derail us a little bit there with chat's questions.
No, that's good.
But back to my last bit for sci-fi.
Sure.
Post-apocalyptic genre of movies. Not specifically like the zombie stuff, because I tend to put that more on the horror side, even if it's really not.
I mean, like, you can even make zombies its own thing. It doesn't even have to be horror. Like, it could just be zombie. Like, it's its own. I get that. Yeah.
So, of the post-apocalyptic stuff, what's your favorite?
Ooh, this is where Waterworld's gonna come in? Is this what's leading into Waterworld? Oh boy. Okay. I read it as a book, and they did make a movie. The movie is not as good. It never is, right? But it's called The Road.
Oh yes.
Okay. That book, there are still visuals I have in my head. Obviously, it's a book, right? So you make your own visuals. That literally, it like gives me chills. Like, it haunts me.
Mhm.
The way it was written, and it was written so simplistically. Like the book was actually written very. When I was reading it, I thought I had picked up like a children's book or something. The way it was written, it was like big letters from top to bottom. It was weird the way it was written. It wasn't your normal, type of a book or whatever. But the story was just so real. Like I feel like if there was a post-apocalypse, that would be it. Aside from like, if the ice caps melt and we all drown underwater, then yes,
Right.
Waterworld. But other than that, if there was like an actual apocalypse and so on, I feel like it would be the road. Like that is how life would be, and that's a scary thought.
Yes. I know Jake wants to chime in here. Go
Oh
ahead.
yeah, The Road's one of my all-time favorite books, and Cormac McCarthy is like one of my top 5 authors. So I'm so glad that you said that.
Yeah, dude, I'm with you, man. Hey, listen, I'll surprise you with the things I like.
I love it.
It's good stuff, man. The Road is it's hard, dude. I mean, it's like you can't even describe the book on. It would break Twitch TOS. Like it's that mortifying. Some of the stuff that happens in this book. But just think about your worst nightmare, like not like snakes and stupid shit like clowns. I'm talking about like it's real life, and your worst nightmare is happening to you. That's what this book is, 24/7. It's wild.
Yeah,
it's wild.
It does such a good job
And
of
sad.
Yeah, well, and it portrays the hopelessness. I think that's a huge part of like we're so accustomed to pop culture and things where there's always a happy ending for the hero, even if it's a rough happy ending.
Right.
That's not the way the road feels at all.
It's not the way the road feels. And maybe for those like who have never heard of the road, right? A quick synopsis. And one of the things I love about the road, the most important thing about it, it never tells you what the apocalypse is. It's not about the apocalypse. It's not about it at all. All these books and movies start with the huge, the meteor coming down or the virus outbreak or whatever, world wars, nuclear, whatever. You literally have no idea what it is. You can assume. I assumed it was nuclear warfare.
Right.
But it could literally have been anything. And the book takes place in the middle of this post-apocalyptic world. You have no idea how they got there. And it's a father and son. And the way I visualized it, because I really don't remember the book word for word, and you can stop me if I'm wrong. But the way I visualized it is they were in the United States walking from basically New York to Florida on I-95. That's the way I pictured it in my head. All right. It was literally the long, and even in the movie, it depicts almost like a highway they're walking down, like this really big, long road. Yep. And they're trying to get down to the water. And the son was born post-apocalyptic, so he has no schooling. And the father taught him everything. So he's like simple. He's smart, but simple at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's just him and his son just against the world. And it's disturbing the things they have to do to survive and the things people are doing to each other. And, and one of the coolest things about that whole concept is the symbolism, right? Like you said, the hopelessness of and they talk about carrying the light. Like he wants to give his son some hope that there's light at the end of the tunnel, kind of like there's still good people. And he talks. I'm like getting chills just talking about it. Like the book really is that good.
It is.
And he talks about like to his son about, we are the people that carry the light. We have the light within us. And that makes us good people. And everybody else does not carry the light. And that was one of his ways to like teach his son, like just stay away from people because people have literally gone crazy. Like they're just animals now.
Yep.
And, it was so sad, bro. The end of the book when I don't want to give it away,
right,
for anybody who like wants to actually watch it or read it now, but it's just good. It's good.
Yeah,
it is very good. And I always have loved the symbolism in it and the idea of trying to be a good person and exploring what it means to be a good person when there's no longer any rules or laws or real guiding factor other than your own intrinsic morality.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Which, I thought was amazing
right.
and incredibly deep for when I read that book, I did not expect something that was that deep. I expected, a normal like 28 days later or something type book. And then I went, oh,
right.
Shit.
Right. No, it was deep. Hold on one second. I have a cat issue. Hold on.
Okay.
That's perfectly fine. Oh, this cough needs to go away, man.
Have you just tried not coffee?
You know what? Yeah, I tried that real hard. Aw.
Aww.
Everyone say hi to the kitty. This is now the best part of the podcast.
Let's see who this is. Oh, this is Thor. My two
Aw.
cats are Thor and Loki, because one's
Yes.
mischievous and one's a bully.
That's a great way to
Excellent.
pick them. Yeah.
But yeah,
I can't say anything. My son's named after a Lord of the Rings character, so
it's fine.
Yeah.
When we had my my daughter, we never found out the sex of my child, of our kid. It was we thought it was like the great mystery of the world, like the one great mystery in life, like the one thing that you can't get spoiled for you, really. I don't know. So we didn't find out. So she was supposed to be, she was born in May, and we didn't know if she was going to be born early, and we didn't know if she was a boy or a girl. So I said if she was born on May 4th, and it was a boy, it'd be Luke.
yes. I love it. Would have been great.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love it when I tell you that would have been it. I told my wife too. I'm like, there's literally no choice. Like,
Right.
if the child's born on the 4th and it's a male, there's no discussion. It's Luke.
Naturally, it has to be. Yeah.
It didn't happen though.
Yeah. Fair. Oh, that's funny. Oh man. Yeah. So all right. Where was I? Oh, we were talking about the road. Yeah. So I love the road. I guess, are there any other, like, because I know you already kind of dogged on Waterworld a little bit.
It's not that I'm dogging on it. It's just I watched it when I was a kid, and it was just. I did watch it again when I was older, and I thought it was kind of cool. Actually, it was an interesting concept to a movie. It wasn't very good. I still don't think it was good. I just think it was interesting.
True.
Okay.
Agreed.
So
Listen.
Sorry.
No, you're right, but I don't want you to be. So look, Waterworld was the very first, like, my parents when I was younger, it's really weird because like they were like super controlled, like I was very sheltered, and then suddenly they were like, okay, yeah, we don't give a shit anymore.
Right, that's fair.
But Waterworld was the first movie I had ever seen that depicted post-apocalyptic anything. And I'd always, my dad and my uncle and everyone, we were very outdoorsy. We were very survival based. I'm a martial artist. I did competition shooting and stuff. So like,
Nice.
I've never been one of those guys who's been afraid of anyone or anything. And then I watched that movie because the skill that I am the weakest in, by the way, is swimming. And I have an irrational fear of water that I can't see the bottom of and sharks.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Actually, can we tangent for 1 second?
Yeah,
speaking
by
of
all
that
means,
exact
please.
Topic. Okay, so I live on an island.
Uh-huh.
All right, and you know what movie I got to watch as a kid? Jaws.
Yes, same.
So my parents let me watch Jaws, which takes place in Amityville. Okay, which is on the same fucking island that I live. Takes place in the waters that I swim in. When I tell you, I didn't want to go anywhere near water around where I am.
Yeah.
For the longest time after watching that godforsaken movie. All right, I'm sorry. We can go back.
No, that's a perfect tangent because my mom was super mad. They let me watch it at a church. Our church was getting renovated and we were in a hotel and they had the like daycare for the kids in one of the rooms. And the person who was supposed to be watching us let us watch Jaws. And I was 4. And I have had
at 4.
I have had an irrational fear of sharks ever since. Like we can go to
want to take a bath afterwards. Like,
it took me years to be able to swim in like rivers and lakes where I know there's no sharks.
oh my god.
Oh, it was awful.
I'm so
And
sorry.
to this day, when I go to the aquarium, when I see a shark, I'm just eyeballing it like, yeah, swim away, motherfucker. Like,
Like, I don't care how thick that plexiglass is. Like, I don't even want to
punch a
be
bitch.
here.
my wife sent me a picture. They took my son to the aquarium recently, and he was standing on one of those little circles where you can like look down, and there's a shark swimming under him, and he's jumping on the glass. And all I could text her back was "stop" in all caps because I couldn't even like. Oh,
That's awesome, dude.
it bugs me even like. I hate sharks so much. Anyways, but yeah, so I get that. I wouldn't go anywhere near the water if I lived over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm in Wyoming and I'm terrified.
Because it's not like I live in Iowa and I watch
Right.
Jaws and it's like, whatever. Like
Yeah.
there's no water for 1,000 miles. What do I care? Like I live on the island it was filmed. Like I could go to that beach.
That
Technically,
would
Yeah,
be
fair.
terrifying.
it's terrifying. Terrifying. Well,
Yeah.
actually, technically, no, because I think the movie was actually filmed in Martha's Vineyard, but it was meant to take place on Long Island.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it
That's
was Amityville, Long Island, is where the movie takes place, but I think it was actually filmed in Martha's Vineyard. But technically, I could still go there. It's not that far.
Right. That's
Anyway.
insane.
I don't want to, please.
But-
My parents are nuts.
Right. But yeah, that's the
What did I just say? It's where Martha's Vineyard, right? See, I'm like a genius. My wife is always surprised about my genius. She looked at me. That's fact.
I love it.
Are you googling my facts as I talk? I love it, Yoshi.
I love it.
Yeah,
Live
Built-in
fact
fact.
checking. I like
If
it.
you guys need a live fact checker, let me know.
I love
Can
it.
help you out. Master at Google. She's also really good at social media stalking. Like probably the best.
Perfect.
Okay.
Well, she's hired.
Excellent.
But yeah, no. So that was the first like introduction, and it's also like my favorite Kevin Costner movie, which isn't saying much because Kevin Costner's like, bleh, but
They really are. They really like.
no,
It's not that it's Kevin Costner, bro. It's
yeah, it,
Tin Cup, maybe. Like I don't know what other movies.
Field of Dreams.
I didn't like
The
Field
movie,
of Dreams.
but the movie's good, but Kevin Costner's not. Like
That's
That's
fair.
fair.
Yeah,
it's almost like Waterworld. The concept of Waterworld is
Yeah.
cool, right? Polarized caps melt. The floodwaters go, miles above the city. Cities
Yeah,
go
apparently.
below the water. Dry
Yep.
land is not a myth. All that fun stuff. The concept is awesome, but the way it was done, it was just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was cartoonish.
yeah,
Kevin Costner with gills.
Oh.
Come on, bro. It was amazing.
yeah. The gills and the weird web feet and the weird take on evolution, and yeah, it was interesting, but
Conceptually good, but that's about it for me.
Eh,
At least.
It's also one of those movies where like the behind the scenes, like the making of that movie, is way more interesting than that movie. It's
I
wild.
bet
Yes.
it is. I'd actually love to see the making of that movie. It was probably crazy.
it's
It's nuts. I
There's a-
highly recommend looking into it.
it's
I
super
probably
cool.
will.
I actually looked into it. There's another audio podcast called 30
So
2010,
much wasted money.
and they talked
Yes.
about they talked
So
about a little
much.
bit of the behind the scenes stuff, and I started looking into it, and it's insane the kind of stuff and the budget that movie had. Like, oh my
I
god.
can imagine.
Oh,
But I love stuff like that because sometimes I really love movies because of like the lore or like the things behind it that you don't even know.
Yep.
Like one of my favorite movies of all time isn't even really sci-fi. It's Top Gun. One of my
okay.
favorite movies of all time. And one of the things with that movie, one of the reasons why I love it so much, because I don't I'm not a big fan of what's his face.
Tom
I don't even like
Cruise.
speaking. Yeah, that guy. I'm not a
Okay.
big fan of that guy.
Fair.
okay, at all. I don't like him. I don't like what he stands for. I don't like the way he talks. He's like a little weasel. I don't like him. Sorry. But Top Gun's one of my favorite movies, and mainly because it was one of the only movies, if not the only movie, that was ever
What the
filmed
fuck,
using
Kyle?
real fighter jets. The whole movie was used. There was no CGI. It was all real fighter jets, which is wild.
Yeah.
Like they wouldn't do that today when they did a remake of Top Gun. I don't know if it came out yet or if it stopped because of the panorama.
The panorama.
I don't remember. It was supposed to come out, but then we got hit by Pandora's box. But
Yeah.
I mean,
that
that's
probably
a-
would have been all CGI.
Yeah, I bet.
But Top Gun 1 was not. I thought that was so cool, honestly. Like that's
Yeah.
just cool.
Yeah, no, I see, and that's why like I have Waterworld in this weird like pedestal because I don't think that the movie's great, but it opened up a world to me that is now my favorite genre, which is post-apocalyptic. Whether it be zombies, nuclear holocaust, polar ice caps melting, like I love everything that is post-apocalyptic, which annoys Jake to death, but
Right.
it's my favorite genre of anything. And you have so many good movies that come after Waterworld that start exploring different angles of that that I don't know. I have to give it some credit because I feel like it really put it in the zeitgeist of the modern era.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
But so if you were to have to try to live in or survive in any scenario from any post-apocalyptic world, which one would you want to be in?
All right, I want you to look at me.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna take a good fucking look at what you're looking at right here.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't even make it to the post apocalypse. The event of the apocalypse would be my defining. That would be it. That would be where my string gets cut.
Right.
Done. If by some magical unicorn was to transport me into the post-apocalyptic world, to which I'm guaranteeing you I would survive a solid 10 minutes. Man, definitely not the road.
Right. Yeah, no. That's fair.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's a really hard. I couldn't even answer that question because my biggest thing is know thyself.
Right.
My guy, if I wake up and I don't know where my glasses are,
I'm
in a fucking state of panic.
Okay.
Like I can't see anything. Would you imagine in a post-apocalypse, bro? It would be over. I'd be like, first of all, these things would get broken on day one because that's just what happens, right? In the apocalypse, everyone loses their glasses and their medicine, and I would look like Robert De Niro. I'd be walking around. Hey, I'd be thinking I'm talking to somebody. It's actually a zombie. You know what I mean? But hey, over here, I need your help. And the next thing I get bit, bro. It wouldn't last. Sorry.
No, that's hilarious. Also, now you have me thinking of Robert De Niro just in a zombie movie.
Could you imagine?
Yes,
bro. I could. But hey, what you think you're taking a bite out of? Hey, you fuck. Oh yeah, think you're a clown? Come here, I'll show you. Let me get my bat.
I just want Book of Eli now, but instead of it being a blind man, it's Robert De Niro.
It's just Robert De Niro in a suit, and he'd always have to be in a suit.
Yep.
And it would always be
freshly
pressed, always clean.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Doesn't matter what happened the previous day. He gets a new suit.
He just, day.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah. Everybody else around him is in like tattered leather, like furs, and he's just walking around like a brand new suit, sunglasses.
Yep.
You know, he's always pointing like this. He's like, hey.
I would love that. That would make my day.
Absolutely.
I'm glad
greatest comedy zombie movie ever.
Wouldn't even have to be zombie. You could literally just take the Book of Eli, take out what's his name, Denzel Washington, I think it is, or
yes, it was Denzel
Correct.
Washington.
Sure.
I can't. You just called Denzel Washington. What's that? How dare you, David?
Take him out and put in Robert De Niro.
Hey,
forget about it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I apologize, by the
my
way. I have
God.
the mouth of a trucker. I can't talk like Robert De Niro and not curse. I apologize.
Oh, you're fine.
Oh, you're fine. You can swear. Yeah, no, you can swear. We're
PG-13 here.
marked mature content, so
Excellent.
you're good. Yeah.
Yes,
No.
because none of us can help ourselves either.
Yeah, it's true. We did another slight tangent. We did a family-friendly stream one time because my father-in-law and my mother-in-law were staying with us, and we still wanted to stream. And my father-in-law would not leave the living room where we were streaming from, so we had to do family-friendly, and we had to we came up with punishments for ourselves if we swore. We didn't make it over an hour. We had to end the stream because we were like, okay, we cannot keep doing this because we're all assholes. So
I bet I use as well. I used to work I worked in a construction environment for years before I became a nurse, and let me tell you, that transition was fun to go from that highly testosterone driven, just I am construction to hi, how you doing? I'm David. I'm going to be your nurse today. How are things? That was hard.
That was one of my questions about your current career. Because when I read that blurb you sent over,
yeah,
what
Yeah. So
What?
no. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So at a high school, no one ever knows what they want to do with their life, right? So I actually went to school for criminal justice, thinking, hey, I'll be a cop because look at me. I wouldn't make it as a cop either. Okay, it's a terrible idea. I'm not a cop. I'm not that. I don't have the kind of attitude to be a cop. You know what I'm not saying you have to be a bad person. That's not what I'm saying by any means. But I feel like you have to have a certain personality to be a good cop.
Yeah,
I don't have that person. I'm more of I could be a stand-up comedian before I could be a cop. You know what I'm saying? So that was a terrible idea. I flunked out of that, which is amazing because that's what I needed in my life. And then I had no real education, and I got family that worked in a very major electrical type of construction company, and I got into that. I worked for the 5 boroughs for years. Did backhoes, dug up the street, used jackhammers, pulled high voltage electrical. You hear about manholes in the city. Like I worked in those things. I had all this crazy electrical training, but the company that I worked for didn't actually give you licensure to do anything that you were doing. You were just licensed under the company. You weren't licensed under the state or anything. Like you weren't a licensed electrician. You weren't a licensed tobacco operator. You were just licensed under the company. So as soon as you left that company, those licenses they were worthless.
Right.
And then they would pay you peanuts comparatively to what state licensure people were making doing the same thing.
Right.
And as I did that, I realized, although I was actually really good at it and it was an outdoor job, so it was nice, that wasn't my environment.
Right.
Because again, sci-fi nerd, right? I'm a nerd. I like the sciences. I like, it wasn't, it was good, but it just wasn't my thing. And I got to a point there where I needed to move on.
Yeah.
So that's it, man. Just decided to move on. Went back and thinking about what a good career would be that I would in applied sciences that I could do, because that was like kind of my passion. And nursing just fit the bill, because nursing, you can do anything.
Yeah.
Nursing is one of the most versatile. I mean, I don't know for facts, but it's like one of the most versatile jobs I feel like in the world, because there's just so many jobs within that field that you can do.
Oh yeah. Plus there's opportunity to travel if you want to.
Yeah.
There's research, there's actual patient care, there's
correct.
Yeah.
And patient care is only a percentage.
Yeah.
It's only like just throw out a number. I would say it's like 30% of what nursing can do. I mean, there's manager and the supervisory and managerial and all that stuff. And then you have technology aspect where you're literally just working on and developing. You're a nurse working on and developing technology for nursing. You can also do analytics, where you're just analyzing all the data from the bedside nurses, and you're analyzing the data and saying, okay, this is what we have to change. So you can be a nurse and never see a patient your entire life. You can just sit behind a desk if that's what you want. It's so many things you can do. And now with the computers too, there's computer analytics and computer programming with nursing. They want people who have computer programming and nursing backgrounds put together for certain specific types of work. It's just, it's versatile. Like you said, travel.
Yeah. We get a lot of travelers around here. I've met a lot of traveling nurses, so it's always interesting. But yeah, I always wondered what it would be like, what it's got to be like to transfer. I've made large career shifts, but never anything like that. So polar opposite from construction to nursing.
Polar opposite, dude.
Yeah.
It was just one of those things. I feel like that I've always been able to fit in, let's say in like any crowd.
Right.
I was that guy in high school that like didn't have a clique. I didn't have a group. I was kind of just belonged to like every group. I was in the chess club. I was in stage crew, but I also played baseball and I hung out with the jocks. So like I was everywhere, and I didn't really have like this, like, I'm a this, I'm a that. It's just who I am as a person. Like, love me or hate me. I'm like kind of, I don't even like cliques because I think cliques are just stupid. That's just me. But
you're on Twitch, right?
I mean, this is a cult. It's different.
Yeah. There. Okay.
I'm all about cults.
Okay. All right. Then we can still be friends.
What's that Dunder Mifflin line from The Office? It's I love cults. I've been in a few and I used to lead some, right? And it's like you have more fun as a follower, but you make more money as a leader. Like, that's
the line.
I quote that almost every time we're talking about Twitch.
I love The Office, dude. But yeah, Twitch is a cult. It's different.
Okay.
But same mentality, right? So I could fit in with the construction guys, no problem. And then just transfer over and fit in with the people that I work with, which now is primarily, female. I went from a primarily male-dominated workforce to a primarily female-dominated workforce, which was probably the most interesting thing. Just the mentalities of the two workforces. But aside from that, it was okay. It wasn't as bad as you would think.
Okay, that's good. Because I was gonna ask I've always worked in environments where it's been fairly balanced, but that was the first thing that popped into my head, is going from like the factory workers and the guys and construction crew to, like you said, a mostly female dominated field. Like, my wife works in healthcare, and she comes home and she starts telling me some of the stories, and my mind just is blown, because things like that don't happen where I work. Like, if that kind of stuff happened, if we did those types of things to each other, like, we would all just be fired. Like, no, there wouldn't be anyone left.
It definitely, I think the biggest difference was the construction, because where I worked, it was your quintessential construction worker, like the people you see on TV, like, with the hard hats and the plaid shirts and the flexing and the catcalling and that was. I went from that masculine environment, right, which was much more physical. That was a physical environment. People literally fighting, hazing each other physically. Yeah. Dousing each other with fire extinguishers for fun, tying each other to a pole, and leaving them there all shift. Like, it was just like, you know what I mean? Like, it was not that I agree with any of that. Let me put that out there. All right? I don't agree with hazing.
That's the clip. No, I'm just
physical or mental hazing. But that being said, the construction environment tends to be a lot more physical and masculine and rough and gruff. And then the healthcare, because it's primarily female, although there's a lot more males getting into it.
Yeah.
The same stuff exists, but it's more emotional and mental. There's like an emotional and mental hazing. There's an emotional and mental, like, arguments and fighting versus like physical fighting, and that can, you can snowball that into a whole road of gender and how men, act together versus how women act together and all that. But I don't know, but I've seen both worlds. I've seen the polar opposite of both worlds, and there is a difference for sure.
See, the thing that but I worked in medical for a very small amount of time, just in a lab, and the hazing that I saw in medical versus anywhere else is, y'all would mess with people's food, and that's fucked up. Like, injecting people's donuts with lotion, or like taking and rubbing like sanitizer over where the mayo was on a sandwich and stuff.
Damn,
like,
bro, you work with savages. I'm more of a replace your M&Ms with Skittles kind of guy. Watch the world burn.
Yeah, no, you mix them together.
Oh, in a bowl, bro.
Yeah,
That's the worst. You put one big bowl, just mix them together, and just sit back and watch. Yeah, no, we definitely haven't. I don't know. They don't really mess with maybe it's just where I work. They don't really mess with the food. It's like sacred. You don't mess with someone's food. It gets stolen, though. That's a thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that's any office, though.
That's any office, though.
Yeah.
Food gets stolen. Even they have this. You know what I want? I saw on Amazon. I don't bring food into work as much as I should anymore, but they had a lunch case, like how you could put a sandwich in it, and it looks just like a sandwich. Like, the container looks like a sandwich, right?
Yeah.
Except it looked clear, but it was clear, but it had like a third layer or something that looked like mold. So when you put the sandwich in it and put it in there, it looked like a moldy sandwich was sitting in there.
Oh my god!
No one's gonna steal that. They might throw it out.
Oh man!
No one's gonna steal it.
Yeah,
that's genius.
That's funny. Especially where I work, no one would throw it out either, so it worked perfectly.
Oh, that's also everywhere. Nobody ever cleans Nobody ever cleans the microwave. Nobody ever cleans the fridge, ever.
Yeah,
that's everywhere.
Oh yeah, everywhere. I used to take the microwaves where I work now when I was a supervisor, when they wouldn't clean it. I used to take them and I would clean them, and then I would put them out on the unit for the guys, and they would just have extra microwaves for like a week. And take them away from the staff because they wouldn't clean them. And then what? That microwave stayed clean for like 3 months.
And there you go. Where I work, it's very much like The Office.
Oh, okay.
I remember another. I know, talking about like TV shows and stuff. The Office. I've probably seen that show, 20 times, maybe 30, from start to finish.
Yep.
When it was on Netflix, it was continuously on in my house, continuously, unendingly on in my house, and it was fine because I was okay with it. But there was an episode, I think, when Phyllis went to go put popcorn in a microwave, and Pam put the sign up, you know, like that pretentious sign over the microwave, like please clean the microwave, you know, when you're done with it. And so Phyllis comes to the other microwave, and she's like, well, I can't use the other one because it smells like popcorn. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like that's how it is where I work. Like nobody will clean it, but people will be like, I don't want to use that one. It's dirty. So let me just use this one. It's like, listen, man.
That's funny.
That's how it works.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Oh God. So I did have another question, getting down in I guess a little bit more serious of a topic real quick, just out of my curiosity. I also work in public service. And you mentioned the Pandora's box already. What was it like, especially in New York, when COVID first hit and dealing with all that?
There's a really good book, if you guys haven't read it. Okay, it's called Dante's Inferno.
Yeah, no, I know
I
it.
was the seventh circle of hell, the one that's on fire where everyone's getting poked with sticks and whipped.
Yeah,
that's been my life for the last year.
Gotcha.
Mentally, you know, but I mean, like, kind of yes, but all jokes aside, it's been hard, man. Hard. And the thing with being in the medical field, especially as a bedside nurse, that a lot of people take for granted. Okay, you go to work every day. You have really hard days, and I'm not trying to diminish anything that anybody does anywhere, but you never know what other people are going through, right? So you go to work, you have a really hard day, like the hardest day you ever worked, like you think you want to quit, right? But then I go to work and I literally see human life end on a daily basis. Not a lot of people can do that. Not a lot of people, and I'm not trying to say I'm a superhero. I'm just saying that there are people that are built to do a certain thing. Like there are things that I can't do. I just can't, physically, mentally, whatever. There's things that like a cop. Cop is a great job. It's a great job. It's a hard job. I could never be a cop. I could never do what those people do. Could never do it.
Right.
But you know, when you talk about the hard days, and then when the panorama hit, going from what you think is your normal, which is sad to even say, and I'm sorry to backtrack a little bit, right? So
no,
first,
you're good.
Let me just tell you that I'm an oncology nurse, right? So I work with cancer patients. So I see end of life a lot.
Right.
I kind of live in the end of life world. I kind of live there. And it's like an inappropriate end of life because you have your elderly generation, you know, 90s, 100 years old that pass from natural causes, right? That's normal. You get used to that. But dealing with cancer, I can have 25-year-olds. 35-year-olds, people my age, people with children, my child's age.
Yeah,
it's a very hard thing to do. But then when the panorama hit, and it tripled down.
Yeah,
it was hard, man, hard. It still is in some ways, just very difficult to be at work. And because of everything that happened, the nursing field or the medical field in general has thinned out. You had a lot of people that were looking to retire that just retired early.
Yeah.
They just wanted out as fast as possible. And I don't blame them. And then you have a lot of new people that are coming in and they take one look at what's going on and they go, nope. And they want to leave. And it's not because what's going on is bad. It's just because staffing wise, and this is nationwide, there's actually a nursing and doctor shortage crisis. There's a crisis right now.
Yep.
Because you had a lot of people retire and a lot of the newer people, the people that were in like the middle range moved up. It's like they all switched departments and moved up to a higher level because all those positions were now open. But now you have these huge gaps where there's just, it's a very difficult work environment now because you're very short staffed, more so than ever. People are sicker than ever because during the panorama, nobody wanted to go to the hospital. Nobody.
Right.
You could have been on death's door. But if you thought you did not have, you know, I don't know how Twitch works. I don't want to say it. I know it gets like quelched, but the thing, if you didn't have the thing,
right,
you didn't want to go.
Right.
So these people who had heart failure, like heart issues and kidney issues and liver issues, they were just letting their stuff go for a year, and now they're all in the hospital, and they're very sick.
Yeah.
And so you have this like culmination of the staff that wanted to leave left. The staff that's still there is so mentally burned out, and like it's almost like PTSD, because we see things on a daily basis that a normal person, if you were to walk down the street and see half the things that I've seen, you'd probably go talk to like a psychiatrist, which is fair. I get that. I do.
Yeah.
I get that. So you have us that are there working under those conditions, right? And it's just these patients are now sicker than ever, not just with like forget the panorama, you know, which is hopefully coming to an end, right? But now you have this influx of patients that are very, very sick, and it's been a rough ride, man.
Right.
But you know, hopefully, listen, things get better, right? You know? Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah. I it's always interesting to talk to people in other areas, because I'm not going to get into the politics of it, but in the sheer just taking care of people, the differences that have happened just from even November of last year, you know, to now, let alone when everything started. And I don't know how much regulations and things have changed in New York, but they've changed a ton here.
A lot.
And
big time, yeah.
Yeah, and you know, there's the staffing issues, like you mentioned. We go through that in corrections as well, because of it. And I guess I'm always interested. We're so insulated, man. I'm in Wyoming, bro. Like most other states have cities with the population of my state.
It's fair.
So like it's always interesting to me to talk to other people, especially that are around this, and kind of see what it was like for them, and kind of where they feel like we are. Because again, to avoid the politics, but I'm just going to say this outright. My state, basically, like, the vaccine showed up.
Right.
And even though, like, we're not doing great, but there's still a lot of people getting it. But my state was just like, okay, we got a vaccine. It's over. We're done. Everybody back to normal. Go on. With the exception of, like, medical and corrections. Like, we're the only people out here still wearing masks and, like, gloving up, putting gowns on, and everyone else is like, yeehaw, Jim Bob, let's go to Walmart.
That's pretty much how it is here, honestly.
Okay.
I mean, I live in, you guys know, I live in New York.
Right.
This was like, I don't know what it is with New York. In every movie and every crisis, it's a ground zero. It's a ground zero for every apocalypse. Godzilla attacked us. We got fucking Jaws up here. We had meteor strikes. Like this place. I don't know what it is about New York, but we are ground zero for alien attacks.
Okay, too many people.
The tsunaami. Yeah, any movie always. It's always New York. It's either New York or Los Angeles, but primarily it's New York. But during the first wave, we were hit. We were probably one of the hardest hitting states that was hit for a very long. I mean, it was really critically bad here. But it now, so it got to the point now, you know, with the vaccine rolling out and the numbers coming down and seeing all the trends of everything, that they opened up the state back up. We opened up a lot later than I think other states did.
Right.
But to be fair, I don't even have the energy to look into what other states are doing anymore.
Right.
Like, I don't want to say I don't care, but it's almost like I just don't care anymore. Like, it's just, I just want to get back to my day. Like, I just want to, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to sit here and read about what state is doing what and what code is this and what policy is that. I just want to show up to work, man, and get paid and go home. Like, but we are, we're opened up, I think, to the point of pretty much everything here is open, like just open, no masks, just what, like you said, man, just you have Billy Bob, I have you know, Eddie and Vinny. Eddie and Vinny just walking into the corner store. It doesn't matter anymore, except for, like you said, hospitals and corrections is pretty much it.
Okay.
I don't think hospitals, I have a bad feeling that hospitals will never get rid of the masks.
I have the same feeling about corrections.
I don't think we're ever going to get rid of the mask. I think, you know, I don't know how I feel about that. You know, I don't want to get, I don't want to put like my license in, you know, by giving opinion. Like,
no, obviously.
You know, but it's I just, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't think that we really necessarily need to wear masks for the rest of our lives. We went how many years without wearing masks? And But that being said, I don't think this panorama will technically go anywhere anyway. Like it'll always be like the flu. It'll always be lingering. It'll always be a possibility.
Yeah.
And even when it's
Stays in the
not,
back of our minds.
yeah, it'll always be a thing, you know. But I think time heals all things.
Yeah.
You know? Given enough time and low enough numbers, I think it will become a thing of the past.
Yeah.
Although the real question is what's going to replace it, because you can get into the whole conversation of this world is collapsing in on itself like over time.
So that was actually one of my questions, because I knew we were going to talk about end of the world stuff. And I knew I wanted to talk to you about this.
LP, you're good at this. So you start with Waterworld and the road, and then you talk about the panorama, and then you're just gonna make those have a baby. And now we're gonna talk about real stuff. All right, bro, hit me.
So
with it.
this is obviously you don't have to give me your professional opinion. I don't want to put you in any sort of job, but
Perfect.
What kind of do you see as being the virus that could cause the end of the world, having lived through, as you call it, a panorama?
Like what do you mean by that? Like what kind of, like what do I see?
So this is a thinly veiled attempt at me asking you if you believe in the internet conspiracy theory that we're going to actually see a zombie virus, sir.
Yeah, okay. do I think a zombie will ever actually exist in this world? No.
Okay,
I honestly don't.
No, me either.
Although going back to a previous question that you asked. If I had to, I can answer it now.
Okay.
If I had to live in an apocalyptic world, that I would pick the zombie apocalypse, because but like the Walking Dead zombie apocalypse, right? Because those fucking guys are slow.
Yep.
You don't want World War Z zombie apocalypse?
No, not World War Z where they're running at 140 miles an hour. No, I'd be dead. We went through this. I'm very fast under short distances. I'm about 10, 20 feet in me, and then I'm winded. Okay.
I'm a fat guy. I can fight, not run.
Yeah, but if you have the Walking Dead where I can outwalk you, I'm good. Good. Do I think that will actually ever happen? No. I do think though that, and this is again my personal opinion, this is by no means my professional opinion, because this is way outside of my knowledge base.
Right.
Like I am not, like, this is so far outside of my actual knowledge that I'm literally talking out of my ass at this point, because I really don't know. But I do think that the world population, because everything we've done as a society, as human beings, right, to create as long of a life as possible, to create as much food as possible, and to heal as many people as possible. And again, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we should just go ending people, right? But because of this, our population worldwide is becoming so large that we can no longer. I don't think the Earth is going to be able to sustain us, even with all of our technologies, and we will start seeing more things like this panorama, whether it be nature-made or man-made, and that's a whole other conversation.
Right?
Okay?
Yeah.
But whether it be nature-made or man-made, we will. That's going to be our defining end, I believe. I do believe that our biggest weakness is our frail, but we are, for as strong as we are, we're very frail. And something, I mean, you all right, you want to mesh topics? Okay, Waterworld, you have the melting of the polar ice caps. You know what's a real fear? This is actually a scientifically real fear, that the polar ice caps start to melt and we unleash viruses, ancient viruses that we no longer have the immune system for, and it wipes us out. And things that'll make Ebola look like the common cold. To us, because we just have literally no immune system for it. Things that were around back in the dinosaurs age that just would just wipe us out. That's real. And they're actually doing core drilling in Antarctica to look for things like that. To see what's down there. And they're finding things, and they're trying to make vaccines and stuff for it now, just in case it ever comes out. But that's a real fear. Like that is something that I could see actually ending the world.
Well, and it's interesting too, because like even if it didn't transmit to humans, if it spread into the waters and killed off the sea life, the amount of, I mean, there's a reason it's called the ecosystem. Everything works together. If it kills off the oceans, even if it kills off a third of the oceans,
Right.
the impact that would have on humanity is devastating, massively so. So yeah, no, it's funny that you mentioned that, because that's been my new kick that I've been on since I've been reading it for the last couple days. Is the where it's a combination of Waterworld and The Walking Dead. We're all gonna turn into swimming zombies. So
I'd make a great zombie.
right.
I'm easy to run away from. I would never get shot. I'd live forever. No one would ever shoot me. I would go. I'm like a snail. People wouldn't even be scared of me.
That's right. You don't waste the bullet. You don't waste the bullet.
Yeah, exactly. Don't waste the bullet on me.
Oh, I love it.
It's good.
I am to a spot. You'll be fine.
All right.
You know, but what about this for a weird scenario?
Oh.
Okay? Most people think if you. All right, let me ask you this question. Where does most of our oxygen come from?
At knife.
Like, are you talking about like?
I'm asking you. Like,
That's
where do you think most of our oxygen comes
Are you talking about in the atmosphere itself?
Yeah.
Or okay.
Like you know, you know how we breathe oxygen, right? We breathe out carbon dioxide.
What?
But oxygen has to constantly be made.
Yeah.
Air has to be made. Oxygen has to be made. So what's making that oxygen? What do you think
Mostly
it
your
is?
plant life.
Right. Where? What type of plant life?
Algae.
Smart man. Most people would say trees, right?
Yeah.
The rainforest. That was actually one of the biggest things about cutting down the rainforest is we're going to start taking away our oxygen, but it's not even true. Not that I'm saying cut the rainforest.
Right. Yeah. No. You heard it here, guys.
Still makes it
Antimicrobial,
important. The algae in the water. Yeah. Antimicrobial loves the earth. Okay. So algae life, right? Sea life, like you were saying, right? So what if there was a bacteria that was released? Ready for this one? This was going to blow your mind.
Oh yeah.
What if a bacteria was released that actually attacked that algae, and now it no longer put out oxygen, but it put out methane?
Yeah.
Life would end on this planet.
Yeah.
Fast.
Yeah.
How crazy would that be? And I feel like that's not even like that's science fiction, but it's not even that science fiction.
No.
Right.
No. It's
It's very plausible. It's plausible. Is it going to happen? Probably not. More than likely not in our lifetime, at least. Definitely not, more than likely not at all. But but it's possible, and that's the weird things that you don't think like solar flares. People don't think about solar flares.
I do all the time.
If you're into, because I was really into for a while, I was on a big kick. Have you ever read Mikio Kaku? He's a theoretical physicist.
Okay.
He takes theoretical physics and makes it and dumbs it down. And when I say dumbs it down, I don't mean like it's not that dumb. Like it's a hard read, but he dumbs it down to the point where you can kind of understand theoretical physics if you know nothing about it.
Right.
And I got really into the whole like science and this and that and astronomy. Which one is actual astronomy?
Astronomy, yeah. Astrology is are you a Leo or a Capricorn?
Yes, I'm a Taurus. Thank you.
Okay. I'm a Leo.
Fancies.
Yeah, so astronomy. So I was really into that stuff. And solar flares, once I got to the whole understanding solar flares, it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Because the explosions that happen in this thing that we call our sun that just explode constantly. And there's these huge solar flares that burst out into other directions that affects our technology, but not really. But if it happened to be shot right at us, life would end.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's just wild.
Well, I mean,
Literally
wild.
cook our planet.
You look
Literally
at how
cook the planet.
You look at how much stuff hits us on a regular basis, and if we tilt a few degrees on our axis one way, we burn. If we tilt the other way, we freeze.
Right.
So it's very, yeah. No, it's very like you use the word fragile, and I like that.
Yeah,
we're very
fragile.
resilient, but we're also very, very fragile.
Yes.
And I think that's an important thing to study and know because I think it gives you perspective.
Well, I think we think we're resilient because of all the technology that we have, all the technology, the vaccines, the medicine, the life-saving equipment that we have makes us feel resilient. But in reality, if you go back in time, we're not that resilient. We're not. We're very fragile. And in if you look at like what viruses do to you, what nature does to you, it's only our ingenuity, our intelligence, and our drive to constantly come out with new innovation to keep us going is what makes us more resilient. It's our brains that are resilient.
Well, that's what I mean when I'm talking about resiliency. I'm not talking about physically resilient because I agree with that. And again, I work with I work in a very clinical therapeutic setting within my field. So like whenever I use resiliency, I'm always thinking of mental resiliency. And I think that's the reason why we have the abilities to, even when the sky is falling, band together and find the new technologies, the new way to survive.
Right.
Which is also why end of the world post-apocalyptic stuff is super interesting to me, because it's all these different takes of how did we do this? How do we band together? How did we survive? How do we keep pressing on? And what is the purpose of life now? Because all the things that you were chasing, 3 years ago or don't matter now.
And that's why I think everybody should read The Road, because
Yes.
that's what your life's gonna really be like. And it's gonna suck. Let me tell you what.
Yeah, no, I love it. Well,
I think reading that's the moment where I went, nah, I just won't. If the apocalypse comes, I'm just gonna lay back, let it take me. I'm good. I'm not a survivor.
I'm kind of okay with not being able to be a survivor. I'm okay with that. Like, just it's
No,
okay.
that's for other people. I know my strengths.
Exactly.
wow, I love it. All right, so I'm gonna play this drop real quick. Unless you guys have other questions before we move on.
No, I think I'm good to move on.
All right, so we're gonna move on to shenanigans. Let me play this drop here real quick.
Our shenanigans are cheeky and fun.
Shenanigans! Shenanigans! Shenanigans!
I swear to God, I'll pistol whip the next guy that says shenanigans.
It didn't come through the mic again, did it?
No. Nope.
God bless it. I hate Zoom, man. All right. Anyways, Jake.
That's right. I heard it on the stream.
Okay, good. Why don't you tell him what the game is gonna be today?
Oh no.
Okay, we are doing a proper game show today. We're gonna be playing Name That Nurse.
Oh God, bro! Come on, man! I don't know nurses.
It is going to be a quiz show based on fictional nurses from various properties. Yeah, I'm not going to ask you like who's the local nurse.
Oh, thank God!
Here in Casper, Wyoming.
I thought we were talking about Florence Nightingale. I'm like, bro, I know she existed. She was cool.
It'll always be a dumb pop culture thing with me.
If my nursing teachers heard me say that, they would strangle me to death. There was a whole course on nursing history.
I love it.
All right, anyway, continue. I'm sorry.
No, don't.
You're good.
Fictional nurses.
So how it's going to work is I'm going to give you a brief 1 to 2 sentence description of this fictional nurse. You just need to tell me their name.
Okay.
We've got 5. For each one that you correctly guess,
all right,
I am going to give you a gifted sub.
Hey, all right. Hey, hold on, wait.
And you also have 3 lifelines.
Let me get Siri on. Okay, continue.
Oh, yeah.
Well, interesting you should say that, because one of the lifelines is just fucking Google it. You're allowed exactly 1 Google search to try to answer the question.
What are my lifelines? I can Google.
Yep.
Right.
You can ask the boys, which means you can ask David and Kyle for their assistance.
Okay.
Do not ask.
Or I can give you what property this particular person is from. Those are your 3 lifelines. You get each one once. Yes. So like TV show or movie or what.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay. All right, hit me up. I'm gonna fail miserably.
Nah.
I'm so excited to lose this.
You'll get 1.
so you think?
He could be bad at Google, Kyle.
I'm just really good at pretending to be smart. I am dumb.
Get your wife in here.
Meg. Oh my God, she just left. Meg.
Oh my God.
Okay, number 1.
Okay.
This nurse of literary, film, and TV fame worked in a psychiatric ward and was known for her cruelty. Who is she?
Nurse Ratchet.
Correct. You got 1.
Yeah. What? It's got to be Nurse Ratchet. That's I call somebody at work that. They look and sound and act. They're just like I call her Nurse Ratchet.
I love it.
Yeah, buddy.
There you go. I told you get 1.
Nice.
All right, moving on to number 2.
All right.
This nurse, who has appeared in comic books and television, specializes in patching up superheroes.
Huh? A nurse that patches up superheroes? Listen, Mr. Pearson.
Uh-huh.
Just because you know the answer doesn't mean I do. Stop it. This nurse patches up superheroes. Why am I having a hard time figuring this out? You'd think this is like right up my alley, right? Nurse,
Right.
sci-fi. You would think like, bam. I got nothing. You know what? I'm going to ask the boys because Pearson looks like he knows.
I do. It's the night nurse.
I think he might. It is, in fact, the night nurse from Marvel Comics.
Yep.
So perfectly used. Oh,
Excellent
fantastic.
use.
2-0, looking good.
Thank you, boys.
You're welcome.
All right, moving on to number 3.
Okay.
This TV nurse is known for giving guidance to medical interns and her long-term relationship with a surgeon. For the last time, she's not Puerto Rican. She's Dominican. Who is she?
Oh my God, a TV nurse. I don't watch everybody. Okay, listen. Here's the thing. I don't watch TV nurse shows because they suck, because they're not real life, and it gets me so mad that they're all just sleeping with doctors and they're giving medicine doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
And they're all shocking everybody for no reason. You don't do that. You don't just go clear, shock. It's not how it works. There's a protocol. Sorry.
No, it's great.
You're good.
But I watch House.
I did watch House, actually. House was pretty good. Although that also pissed me off because doctors don't do nearly anything that they do on that show.
Right.
That's neither here nor there.
Well, that's because doctors don't do anything. Oh wait, I'm
well,
sorry.
you said it, not me.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Damn, I really don't know. A nurse. Can you ask the question again?
Yes.
Okay.
This TV nurse is known for giving guidance to medical interns and her long-term relationship with a surgeon. For the last time, she's not Puerto Rican. She's Dominican.
I honestly have no idea. I'm gonna have to Google it. Can I Google it?
Okay. Yeah, you can use that lifeline.
Can I ask my wife?
Mm, if you would like to do that in place of Googling, go for it.
I mean, she'll probably Google it faster than me.
Right.
Meg, I need you to Google something for me. All right, ask it one more time.
This TV nurse is known for giving guidance to medical interns
Hold on,
and her
hold on.
long.
Hang on.
Get your phone out. Get your phone out. You're not going to memorize this question. There's no shot. I have to have him read it to me for the 5th time. Get Google. Get the Googs. You ready?
Okay,
All right.
just
The
as a reminder,
Googs.
you only get one search.
That's fine. I'm not searching. She's searching.
Okay.
Okay, Meg.
I know how I'd search.
This TV nurse is
This
known for
TV
giving
nurse
guidance to medical
Is
interns
known for giving
and for
guidance
her
to medical
long-term
interns
relationship with a
and her
surgeon.
long-term relationship with a surgeon.
For the last time, she's not Puerto Rican. She's Dominican.
For the last time, she's not Puerto Rican. She's Dominican. That must be her slogan, catchphrase. Everyone must think she's Dominican or something. I don't know. No, I don't want you to think about it. I want you to type it into Google. It's a terrible idea. I should just Google it. So she's sitting there. Has access to the entire internet.
It's at our fingertips.
I love it.
I don't care if we watch it. What's the name of the Carla from Scrubs?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yep.
I'm so happy we finally got there.
I love it.
That was incredible.
Thank you. She's like, "Oh, we don't watch this show. I
that
don't
was the
care
be-
if we watch it. I need to know the answer."
That's the best Google search.
Oh, that was amazing.
All right, you're 3-0. You got one lifeline left. You're looking good.
Go, am I though? All right.
On to number 4. This TV nurse turned paramedic turned superhero can replicate other superhero powers. Who is he?
This TV nurse turns. Oh, no, I know. Ooh. Oh. I can name this. It's Heroes. Yes, the show's Hero. All right, you don't have to answer me. It's the
Would
guy
you like to use your lifeline?
No, I don't want to use a lifeline. You can't answer for me. Don't answer for me. I'll tell you the question, but you can't answer it. I don't know. And I got my wife involved, guys.
I love it. I love it.
This.
She's committed.
It's basically. He said it's a nurse that became a paramedic. Is that what you said?
Yep.
that then treated superheroes that then can now take other superhero powers. To me, it sounds like the guy from Heroes. Wasn't he a nurse? I'm pretty sure he was a nurse. I know he was a nurse. He was a home care nurse. Don't answer the question. We can't have a conversation about it. I'm on a game show. If I was on Jeopardy, would you walk up there and be like, "Excuse me, sir, I have to talk to my husband about it"? That's how it works.
Oh my god!
All right, I know in Heroes. See, this is where my mind's going to go. It's just going to go there, and I'm not going to be able to get away from it. But I remember that the guy in Heroes was a home care nurse. I don't know if he ever became a paramedic, though. That's the problem. I don't think he did. I think that's where that stops. But I know he did become a superhero when he takes superhero powers. Say the question again, please. And slower, because words are hard.
This TV nurse turned paramedic turned superhero can replicate other superhuman powers.
Can replicate other superhuman powers, but not other superhero powers. Okay. So maybe it's not Heroes. Although you got to admit, though, it sounded good first. Shit. I'm terrible. See, I'm a terrible nurse. You should ask me like actual medical questions, damn it.
Oh, no, you can answer those.
Yeah, those would be done. All right, nurse becomes a paramedic, works on superhero. I don't know. Let's go with property. What's the what property?
Oh, you're gonna hate this.
You're gonna use your lifeline?
No.
Oh, fucking no. Tell me it's Heroes. I'm gonna scramble. Something's gonna bad happen. Something bad's gonna happen to me if you tell me it's Heroes.
It is Heroes.
Motherfucker. That makes it even worse because now is it the guy or is there another character that I don't know? It has to be the guy. It has to be the main guy, but I can't remember his name. It's been so long with Heroes. I remember what he looks like. He looks like Sylvester Stallone's younger, dumber brother. With the same, the same. You know what we're talking about, right? He has this son. I think he actually has a nerve disorder. He has the same nerve disorder as Sylvester Stallone. See, I
he is correct.
Yeah, I can see that.
He's describing the right character.
I know it's the guy. It's the guy that he can take all the other powers. He's literally the main character. He fights Sylar. Sylar's like his polar opposite. Oh my God! What the only name that I know this isn't it. I know that's not it. But the only name that's coming to my mind is Mohinder. I know that's not it. I know who Mohinder is, but it's the only guy that's coming to my mind. I hate this. What is his name? Damn it! There's the wireframe glasses guy. There's the cheerleader. There's Yata. Oh, God, why can't I remember his name? I'm never gonna remember it. The best I could do is describe him perfectly.
Save the cheerleader. Save the world.
Save the world. Yeah. Damn it. I was right about Heroes too.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh yeah, you nailed the character. Just could not come up with the name.
I couldn't come up with the name, man.
It's a very New York superhero name.
I bet you it is.
Are you giving up then?
I have
or would
to.
you like to throw out a guess?
Yeah, all right. Let's call him Johnny McDonuts.
It is Johnny McDonuts now.
Hey, no.
His name is Peter Petrelli.
Peter Petrelli. As soon as you said
yeah.
Damn it. I forgot his name. Very cool, man.
I was shocked that you knew who it was, though.
I loved it.
No one watched Heroes except for me and my mom.
I liked Heroes. I thought Heroes was awesome, actually. I thought it was a really cool concept.
That first season was so good.
It was a great show.
So good.
All right, but moving on to the final and most difficult one.
Oh, this
don't have any lifelines.
Oh, yeah, well, great, fantastic.
This World War II nurse from film, TV, and literature hates the protagonist, but has an affair with him nonetheless. Who is she?
A World War II nurse from TV, film, and literature that hates the protagonist, but has an affair with him anyway?
Yep.
All right. This is gonna. You know why I hate my life? It's because I can never remember names. So if it's the person I'm thinking of, I think it's I'm never gonna remember her name. So I don't even care. I there's no shot I'm gonna remember her name, but I think it's Captain America's love.
Peggy Carter is who you're talking
Peggy
about.
Carter. Yeah.
And
no.
well,
It doesn't matter.
Incorrect.
That's fine. That would have been my guess. Is Peggy Carter.
Fair enough. She is in fact not a nurse. She's a spy.
Yeah, but wasn't she also?
Nope, she dressed this one
That's what
at
I'm
one
remembering.
point.
That's what I'm remembering. Okay.
Yeah.
I knew there was something with Medican with her.
No, the correct answer, which you almost certainly would have never got, is Nurse Duckett from Catch-22, one of my favorite books.
Oh my god, bro!
Yeah.
There was no shot.
I've read and watched Catch-22, and I was stumped. So
Wow, bro, that's good for you. That's a tough one.
yeah,
I told you it was the hardest one.
It's not bad. I'll take 3 out of 5.
Yeah,
That's
3
fine.
out of 5, not bad. As 3
That's
gifted
fine.
subs.
It's like 3. What's like 3.5 out of 5? Because Peter Petrelli was right. Tip of the tongue,
You were very close.
you know?
I loved it.
I can't even believe I was right. As soon as you said it, I'm like, ooh, it's got to be the guy from Heroes. What happened? Yeah, he was a nurse. He was the home care nurse for actually one of the head hero guys. He just didn't know he was a
Yep.
he didn't know he was a big superhero until later on. But yeah, it was all a big scheme.
Almost blew up New York.
Yep.
It's true.
It's another New York-based disaster.
Exactly. I don't even know why I live here. I gotta go move to Iowa. Nothing happens in Iowa. I gotta go to Idaho. There's potatoes there. Unlimited.
Idaho's
fries.
pretty great. Idaho's
Unlimited
pretty great.
fries.
Spuds.
Yeah.
Unlimited fries, no Godzilla. You know, you've never seen a Godzilla movie where he sprouts out of a spud farm in Idaho.
True.
Yeah.
Well worded. Well worded.
Just saying.
All right. So it's now
That's fun, dude.
time.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, that was amazing. I like that one. Jake comes up with great games. Now
That's
it's
cool.
time. I have to do the actual disclaimer. We're moving into Kyle's Chaos Corner. And the views and opinions expressed in Kyle's Chaos Corner do not reflect the views and opinions of Let's Play Death Ray.
God.
We don't control this. He doesn't tell us ahead of time, so I'm sorry. And don't hold it against me for anything crazy he does. With that, Kyle, take it away.
Uh-oh.
So, when I ask you a series of questions, want to know why you choose that too.
So you want to know the answer and why?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, first question. If you could have your lower half replaced with another animal,
Here we
what
go.
would it be? And why?
A horse, so my penis gets smaller. Didn't see that one coming, did you?
Well, that's the clip. Oh my god.
I'm sticking with it. You know how hard it is to sit in this chair this long? Guys.
Oh my god. I love it.
Jacob's
got
not
me good.
amused. He's like,
You
this
got me
fucking
good.
guy. No, I'm going with that. That's my answer.
Okay. Kyle.
I broke him. Question 1.
That's pretty,
For the record.
That's pretty good.
This is a first.
Great. All right. When you look at your wife, what animal do you see?
Wait, what? Bro, she's right there, bro. Are you sick? Is there something wrong with you in your head? Were you like, would your parents put you in a microwave to sleep at night? Bro.
So,
Wait, what was the question? When I look at my wife,
when you look at your wife,
do I see?
what animal would you see?
What I see? Like, what animal does she depict? You got to see how she's
Yeah.
fucking staring at me right now.
Yeah.
I have never loathed another human being more than I do in this very moment. Okay, but it's a very easy answer.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
She's a majestic unicorn. she's so good. It's like like myth. And she has a horn. All right. Well, I'm really glad that this chair goes back because I'm sleeping on this. All right, guys. See ya.
Oh my God, Kyle!
I knew his wife was there, and it made it so much better.
Hey, thanks, I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. We're gonna have conversations.
Yeah, I'll give you his address.
What'd you say, Iowa?
I don't
Did you
mind.
say Iowa?
Wyoming.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, Wyoming. Oh,
No,
yeah.
no, Iowa.
Oh, yeah.
I'll move there for you.
Wyoming with a G. Okay. All right, continue.
All right. What not normal pet animal would you pick to be your pet?
Oh, this is a good one. This is an easy one. A sugar glider.
Okay.
I mean, unless you consider that a normal animal, because they
I
are pets.
would consider it a normal pet.
Okay, that's
because enough people in the world.
I mean,
get 'em.
technically, it's a normal. I mean, there are people that get it, but I've always wanted a sugar glider. Those things are so cool. Ooh, that's
So do
actually
I.
tough. Then
I would like one.
a Komodo dragon.
No.
Okay, if I had to go like to a completely other, because hey, listen, I know what you thought I was gonna say, like a lion or a tiger or a bear, oh my, some crazy shit like that. No, again, look at me. I'd be meat for that. Okay, Komodo dragon.
You're meat for a Komodo dragon.
Fuck that. It's smaller than a lion.
But it'll still eat you.
If I let it,
No.
I have to let the Komodo dragon eat me. The lion, I don't have to let. It just does or doesn't. Do or do not.
Do you know how fast those things are on land?
Didn't I tell you how fast I am under short distances, bro?
It doesn't matter.
He's just got to get up.
I just have to get up. I just have to get to 20 feet to a door. I'll be out of breath. But no, yeah, I would go to Komodo dragon because exactly for that reason. Most people don't know what they're about. They don't know them. They would just see a big fucking lizard and be like, "Oh, that's cool." And this fucking thing would go 40 miles an hour at it, and then bite it with the toxic venomous bite. And I would call it Bob.
If you could get that Komodo dragon trained as well as that one guy got the alligator trained to come on call, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
I'll be honest with you. If I'm going to own a Komodo dragon, I'm going to hire the best Komodo dragon trainers. I'm going to hire Steve Irwin's son.
Bob the Dragon.
It's Bob the Dragon.
New merch. Yeah, definitely.
I like these questions. Continue. These are easy. Don't get me wrong, Jake. I liked your questions too. They were actually really creative. They're just hard as fuck. You did way too good of a job researching it.
Look, I go for easy questions. I just like funny answers.
Oh, I'm your man. Stupid funny answers. Hey.
If your pets could talk, what would they say to you?
Oh God. Well, so I just acquired the two kittens, right? They're only like 4 days here. So they only know me for 4 days.
Yeah.
They would say, "Why is your third leg so big?"
Just go right back there.
They're just, woo. Man, what would they say to me? Oh, I don't know. You know what they'd say? You know what they'd say? Do you do anything? That's what they'd say.
Why do you keep staring at this screen and talking?
Because I literally go from
doing?
one seat to, I'm like a sloth, bro. I go from one sitting position to another sitting position. Then I disappear for 12 hours and I come home and I'm right back into a sitting position. I don't do anything around here anymore. It's terrible.
That's fair.
Keep us away from fucking Bob. That's amazing.
Yeah, you got to keep the cats away from Bob. They can't mix.
It's fair.
All right. If you had to be an animal for 1 year, what animal would that be?
You really like animals, huh?
Hey, this is all animals. This is all animals.
If I had to be an animal for 1 year, what would it be? Ooh, that's tough. All right, this one I'm going to try to take seriously for once. Man, it's hard because I've actually put thought into this before, like how cool it would be to be a certain like animal, like just having the freedom of like doing like, I mean, listen, it's an animal fucking world. Like it's hard, but probably a hawk.
Yeah.
Probably a hawk. It would be a really cool experience to be able to fly and to be at like that tier of food chain, because the hawks are pretty high on the
They're not top tier,
Predator.
but they're up there.
they're up there. Yeah, they're not top tier, but they're up there. Like I'm not really like I don't fucking know animals, bro. Which is funny because one of my channel points on my stream is make a random animal noise, and people come up with the weirdest things for me to do. I've learned more about animals from my stream of people just naming things I didn't know exist. And I know I was talking to you guys before stream that I did not know this existed. There's a fish that swims up your penis in the Amazon River. Don't go to don't go to the Amazon. Don't do it. Stay in your house. Sorry. All right. Yeah, probably a hawk.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. If humanity disappeared from existence, what species would take over?
Ooh. If humanity disappeared from existence, what species would take over? Ugh.
Not the penis fish.
No. It wouldn't even exist. There'd be no penis for them to swim up.
I mean, it might find a horse.
Unless I'm half. Wait, am I still half horse? Is this one of those things where like every question it just maintains to the last? So like, am I a half horse? Also hawk? Am I a half horse hawk?
Maybe. You're a horse hawk for 1 year.
What species would take over the planet? Like, wait. What do you mean? Like, what would be the most dominant, or what would be the most intellectual? What would be the like? What
would take over the planet?
I would just say
it'd be like the ruling class.
That's a good one. I would say either. Wait, on land or on sea?
I would say both, either or, because really the sea's already got the top tier.
Oh, for sea, it's the orca whale. First of all, the
professional
orca whale.
assholes.
You guys need to look into the orca whales. They're like the wolves of the ocean. They're incredibly smart, and they hunt them, but they are incredibly smart.
And they play with their food.
Yes, they fuck around with them. It's wild.
It's like dolphins.
It's like for funsies. Anyway, but on land, ooh, man, probably one of the. Probably the silverback gorilla, bro.
Don't mess with the gorilla.
The only thing that could beat a gorilla would be a brown, like a brown bear or a polar bear. But the silverback gorilla is not going to the Antarctic, and it's not really going to be hanging out where brown bears are because it's too smart. See, silverback would just be like hanging out in the jungles and shit. Ow, that fucking.
I mean, Planet of the Apes already showed us what happens, so.
Yeah, apes would take over.
That documentary series, Planet of the Apes.
I was literally about to say, well, but what if we give an orangutan fire?
That's true.
There's your Jungle Book reference.
Cat's back.
Oh, it's all good.
I can't help it. It was biting me. If I didn't pick it up, I was going to bleed again.
We love cats. We love animals. Except for Kyle's weird corner.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Except for sea cucumbers. We hate those.
Yeah. Fuck those
I love
things.
sea cucumbers. They're awesome.
Don't learn about sea cucumbers. It was a whole
learn
thing
about
last.
sea cucumbers. You should look up weird facts about sea cucumbers.
They're the real biggest asshole in the ocean.
I mean, they might as well have a dining set there.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Last one.
Okay.
Last one.
Okay.
If humanity could coexist with another animal on the same intellect, what animal would that be?
Well, like what animal would I want it to be?
Yeah.
the Amazon penis fish so I can fucking slap it and it knew. No.
It's got the same intelligence as us. I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, I don't want that trouble.
We might not coexist.
If those things ever, if those things ever grow legs, if the Amazon penis fish grows a leg and comes on land, I'm fucking out, bro. I'm out. I'm gonna get a hot air balloon and I'm never coming down. Okay,
We'll build a sky city.
No one saw that apocalypse coming.
Right.
Yeah. What apocalypse do I think will end the world? The Amazon penis fish will grow legs and will take us all out one at a time.
Yeah.
What a way to go.
Oh, dude, I think I would love to cohabitate. Oh, dude, that'd be wild. I mean, the obvious choice, I guess, would be monkeys, but that's just boring.
No.
That would just be boring. I think if there's one animal on Earth, I got it. The owl. Hear me out. Because whenever you ask them about somebody, they'd be like, who? I can't, bro. No, I don't know, man. Imagine human owls.
No, I think you nailed it. I think they would all be sarcastic assholes.
They would be sarcastic assholes. They would just be standing there with their little fucking. You ever see an owl with their little? They look like they're wearing trench coats almost, and they just who? Like, listen, fucker. It'd be like a giant who's on. Ow! Definitely not cats, bro. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
God.
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you ever seen an owl just like murk another bird in its nest at night?
Dude, you ever seen an owl without pull up an owl without feathers right now.
Oh, dude, they're so creepy.
Telling you, owls, bro, would be the sickest cohabitation ever. Like human. Actually, you ever see that movie? What was that movie with the cockroaches? Oh my god, with the cockroaches that mimic. Hello, it was called Mimic. You ever seen Mimic?
Yeah.
Yeah, that too. Cockroaches. Those fuckers will live forever. Yeah, if you ever seen Mimic though, cockroaches are what's up. That's crazy.
I mean, they've already got an anime for that.
I don't know. Was it tentacles?
No, for cockroaches.
But yeah, no man,
Okay.
that's a tough. I don't know, man. Owls. Because why the fuck not? Because who wants a monkey? That's just boring, and everybody else will kill me. So I'll just go with an owl. At least we'll have a good conversation. Who?
Fair.
Who?
You. Who?
You.
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 You. Hey. Who? Hey, come on, bud.
I would like to hear a conversation between two owls. Who?
Abbott and Costello
You.
all over again.
Who? You.
Owls
more
and
like
crows
Abbott.
have the biggest beef in animal history. Is that real?
Yeah, no, that's definitely true. Owls will
know
they will yeet a fucking crow for no reason.
See?
And crows will
See?
carry a grudge for centuries.
Could you imagine? Can you imagine a world where like human-sized owls they would just walk around working with us? Imagine that kind of fucking. Imagine them just
I'd be
eating you for
scared.
fun.
I'd be
For
scared.
fun.
Yeah.
I'd become underground. I would live underground.
Fair.
I'd be scared.
Reasonable.
Yeah.
Can't even sneak up on them. They'll turn their fucking head around.
Just full on 180. What?
Oh, dude, owls are terrifying but awesome. I love them.
Yeah.
All right, what's your last one here, Kyle?
That was it.
Oh, that was
Oh, that was it.
Well, I like it.
Wow.
I like it. That was good, guys.
There we go.
That's cool.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate you coming on. I absolutely love it. I love being able to hang out with you. I love the streams. Your content's amazing, and you're a fun guy.
Appreciate you, man. Hey, thanks, guy. Appreciate you, man.
Go ahead and plug yourself again. Tell everyone where they can find you.
Oh, guys, for those who don't know, right? I am AntimicrobialX. You can find me on Twitch. I stream 12:30 a.m. EST to about 5 a.m. EST. My schedule does change, so please come on by to my stream. Join my Discord. I'll let you know what my schedule is. And if you want to find my socials, just look at AntimicrobialX. You'll find me everywhere.
Okay.
Easy.
Perfect. Guys, make sure to go follow him. Show him some love. Follow us on Twitter. Join the Discord if you want to know all the stuff happening with the podcast, as well as our other content. We hope to see you guys there. What's up, guys? Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like it, hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon so you don't miss any of our upcoming episodes. Remember, we have a new episode coming out every Saturday with a new streamer. If you guys want to see someone specific on the show, leave a comment down below or send us an email. Let us know. We'll try to get in touch with them. Have a wonderful day.